What? Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? My mic was muted a second ago. So before we even get into it, before we get started, I noticed a couple things in the chat over by there, and I kind of wanted to address a little bit of what I see being said right now. Is my screen? I seem a little. Hold on. I look kind of out of focus. Maybe it's just the light. Yeah, it's the light. Let's see if this helps at all. No. Let me see if I can do this and adjust the lighting a little bit. Anyway, yeah, I like to have my background in the background, but all right. So before we get into it, I want to address a couple things that I saw in the comments here. Before we even went on, it looks like Outlaw Country closed the curtain. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go do that. That's a good idea. Hold on. I'll be right back. Is that better? Oh, yeah, that looks much, much better. All right. So now I can do it the way I meant to do it. My mustache ain't looking good. Oh, well. Anyway, so first of all, I wanted to address Outlaw Country. First of all, I got plenty of David Allen Coe records, so I know about Outlaw Country. But both sides stink. What was the other thing you said earlier? I don't know. Anyway, blue line doesn't run unless there's an active shooter in a school. That's what I wanted to say. I'm not here today to get into what happened in Dallas. That was a horrible tragedy. I even saw Fake Mike Real News on a live stream talking about it. And now my dog's freaking out. She wants to go outside. Great. Hold on. I'm good. How are you? I got to let the dog out. She picked perfect timing to start barking and acted like a nut. Hold on. Come on. Why are you barking at me if you don't want to go outside? What? Oh, boy. You have bad timing, dog. I'm trying to do something here. I'm on live. People are watching, and they're just sitting there listening to you bark. What? What? Why is she doing this? She doesn't do this. Anyway, I'm going to try to talk over her because she won't stop. And I don't know what she wants. What do you want, hon? Come here. Let the fans take a look at you. Say hi. Say hi to the fans. Look at that. Oh, man. Yeah, you know what it is? I think there's a squirrel that lives out here. They run our lives more than our children. Yeah, they do. Hold on. Let me see what she's doing. Come here, girl. Come on. What a disastrous beginning to a live stream. Sorry. So anyway, so the dog's out. She's good. She's tethered to the thing there, so she's good. So, like I was saying, that's a major event. That's a tragedy. That's terrible. And I don't care what side you're on. That's a bad thing. So I don't want to get into trying to break that down. That's not what this stream's about. Like I was saying, even when I saw the other day that Fake Mike Real News was on live, I thought, oh, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to tear up his chat. I'm going to troll him. It's going to be great. And then I get in there and he's talking about that. And I even said, hey, you know what? Because you're talking about this, I'm going to leave you alone. I'm going to be respectful. This is a major tragedy, no matter what side of the fence you're on, and that's it. Anyway, a couple other little things I wanted to just go over real quick. I saw something else too. Maybe it was him who said that as well, Outlaw Country. I don't know. There was something on here about like, oh, you guys are all just trying to make money off of auditing. For anyone who doesn't know me, you could look back at my channel and see I've had this channel for over a decade, and I just recently started doing the whole frauditing thing, and that really didn't get like what lit the fire under me to really go after these people was when Schrodinger died, and all these frauditors started making videos celebrating his death. That just made something snap inside me and said, there's no way that I'm just going to sit here and let them talk this way about this guy. That was just unacceptable. And that's it. So now getting to the whole reason we're here. So tomorrow night, CHandTY Audits is going to have a debate with Frauditor Troll. And yesterday I was watching CHandTY's live stream. And at one point he was talking about it. So first, let's real quick take a look at what he had to say about tomorrow night's debate he's going to have with Frauditor Troll. A little bit. get that up here. And now this is about halfway into it, because he was talking about the main subject he was talking about was how the frauditors and the pro-frauditors and the anti-frauditors all have sort of turned their backs on delete laws, because he's so crazy that even by their point of view, he's a nut. So he was talking about that for a while, and then he said, and also let me address this thing about Frauditor Troll. So let's see what he had to say about tomorrow's upcoming debate.
But guys, that's what I do. I go around and show people that it doesn't work. I'm trying to raise awareness in the population so that people can say that when this system falls, we don't want that same old system again, right? We don't want the same system that's going to take our money. It's going to devalue our money. It's going to take our freedoms with the money that it's earned, and it's going to pay people to kill us when they don't like what we're doing. I want people to see that, right? I'm not going out saying I got, you know.
Okay, so right there, right off the bat. So he's laying out the whole purpose of why he audits, right? Why does he audit? Because he knows that people are going to start getting paid to kill us all. That's what's going on. That's where we're at right now. Like, what are you talking about? These guys always make it, and I don't know about him personally, okay? So I'm not saying him, but the frauditing movement in general always seems 90% of the time to be former criminals who are butthurt that they got busted, and that's why they decided to go after the cops. And the way they explain their vision of the universe is that, like me sitting here right now, if I walk out the door, I'm going to get tackled by a bunch of cops. They're going to beat the crap out of me and then shoot me. Like, that's what life is to these people. So they're going to go out there and fight that. Like, what are you talking about? This guy, right off the bat, he just started and he already isn't making any sense. Let's go back and listen to that again.
Hold on. Yeah, Jason Tickle, I agree with that, man. That is exactly what Chili wants to do. But guys, that's what I do. I go around and show people that it doesn't work. I'm trying to raise awareness in the population so that people can say that when this system falls, we don't want that same old system again, right? We don't want the same system that's going to take our money. It's going to devalue our money. It's going to take our freedoms with the money that it's earned, and it's going to pay people to kill us when they don't like what we're doing. I want people to see that, right? I'm not going out saying I got, you know, all these solutions, because the only solution is to get rid of it, right? That's a pretty basic solution. But guys, that's the community that I'm in. Now, what I
okay, real quick before he gets into talking about Frauditor Troll. So that's his statement, right? That's where he's coming from. This is the community I'm part of. The community that's going to stop them from killing us if we don't do what they say. Like, what? That is not the world that I live in. That's not the world that normal people live in. If they kill you when you don't do what they want, how come you're alive to say this? How come they haven't killed you yet? Like, do people get killed? Yes. But he's painting this picture like he's out there doing what he's doing, because if he doesn't, then the cops are just going to go around shooting everybody all the time for no reason if you don't do what they say. Like, I'm almost 50 years old. In 50 years, not once has a cop ever come up to me and said, hey, get down on the ground right now and lick my boots and I'm going to shoot you in the head for no reason. That's their main thing. They always say everything that they do is for no reason. Like, have there been situations where innocent people were mistakenly, yes, of course, that happens. But these guys live in a universe where if you're afraid to go outside because the cops are going to tackle you for no reason, or you have to be afraid to go outside because these idiots are going to shove a camera in your face because there's no expectation of privacy in public. But now let's see what he has to say about Frauditor Troll.
Will say is if anybody's doing the same thing, if anybody is showing the state's bad side, I will support them. And so that brings me to this debate that I'm going to have at 6 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to Frauditor Troll's channel, right? And I already said for everybody live in the chat that if you join my membership program, we're going to do the best we can to get the audio/video to you from that debate live on this channel, so you don't have to go support a clown's channel that hates auditors and calls us frauditors. So that's what we're going to do.
Watch this.
Well, God dang it. All right.
Yeah, not that.
And so that's what we're going to do, guys.
Now, listen.
The catfish cheese, I appreciate that comment, man. Appreciate it a lot. Now, Felon Filming 5-0, how's it going, man? Vote CH for Prez.
Yeah.
I never would do that, right? I don't like the president, but yeah, I mean, we can vote with our feet that way, certainly. But guys, so this brings me back to what I'm going to be doing on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Frauditor Troll's channel. We want to get that footage to you live on this channel, but I want you to join the membership program because we don't want to make it public. We want to make that private so we can avoid copywriting. I've gotten written consent from him to do it, but I don't trust these guys, so that's what we're going to do.
Okay, right there. So what did he actually say just now? What did he actually say? Please join my membership, right? Give me money. Join my membership so you could watch the video. Frauditor Troll gave me permission, even though it's on his channel, to use it on my channel, but I don't trust these guys. Like, we're the ones that can't be trusted? Seriously? If we give you permission to use our stuff, in fact, I haven't seen anyone on our end ever do a copyright. Well, there's other stuff, but I mean, that's just an excuse for him to get more members on his channel to make money, right? Like, why else would he say that? Especially because he just said, well, I have written permission from Frauditor Troll to do it, but I still don't trust him. You don't trust him, why? Because he disagrees with you and because he knows you're an idiot? Anyway, let's see what else he has to say.
So, guys, we're actually going to share a video from him on the man who supposedly gets a lot of hate from me and all this, and we're just going to watch what this kind of guy does.
Okay, now, also, before he does this, he's going to play some clips from a Frauditor Troll video, and he's going to make the claim that Frauditor Troll doesn't ever give any insight at all. All he does is insult, and that's it. Just name-calling, no insight, no discussing what's going on, no explaining why it's wrong or anything. He just insults people. Now watch how he edits it, or only shows clips of the insults and then cuts out every single other bit of the video and only shows like 1 second of Frauditor Troll insulting Chili, who I mean, it's Chili. Of course you're going to insult him. He's an idiot.
To the people of this community, right?
Frauditors, Karens, and sovereign citizens. If you're new here, please have a brand description. Glass. Enjoy the video.
Afraid of using the art of me.
So, guys, this is what this guy does.
Video disturbing.
I'm going to give you a little bit of an explanation before we even get into it. And I'm kind of sick that I'm even giving this guy press, but it's all about defending ideas. You need a basic government, unfortunately. Okay. Well, yeah, we can debate on that for sure. We can debate on that, the smoking water. We'll get that set up here in the coming weeks. But guys, we want to show you guys what this guy does, because I am debating him on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And what he does is he shows auditors videos. He calls them idiots, calls them arrogant, calls them douchebags,
because
calls them
they
all the
are.
rest, all the names in the book. Doesn't actually provide any of his own philosophy. He just calls names. He changes the voices from high to low pitch.
I love it when he does that.
Pitch, either one, and he just makes fun of people. So this is the kind of guy that's going on to audit, but he does it to Chili. He is going to do this to Chili in this video, and it's ridiculous, right? Chili's wrong.
Yeah,
but what he's doing is trying to do good. And some of the things that he's doing, I believe, are good. So we're going to show you what he does. This is to show that this is the kind of stuff that I'm going to be fighting against in this debate.
Viewer discretion is advised.
You have one too, and I don't know you. I guarantee you people are more afraid of using the art of me.
So that's all he does, guys. I mean, I will give it to him. It's kind of a little bit funny, but the guy just takes auditors. He shows him saying something, and then he does his nonsense with the editing, and he just kind of puts in something to make fun of him, and he doesn't debate the point at all. He just like,
Okay, so right there, what did he do? He took like a 1-second clip from a Frauditor Troll video and said, see, this is what he's all about. This is all he ever does. How can we judge that from a 1-second clip? That doesn't even, that doesn't make sense. That's disingenuous. Disingenuousness from a frauditor? No, that would never happen. All right, so let's see what else he has to say about this upcoming debate tomorrow.
blah, 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 blah. This guy's a clown, right? So
And
that's
you're
what
not?
this guy does. This is who I'm coming on. But in this video here, Chili has found a traffic stop, he's found a road that's recently been changed to a one-way. Now, the GPS he uses is still telling him to go down this road the opposite way than it's legal to do because the GPS hasn't updated. So the cops are sat there
about that.
basically just monitor the government. What is that going to do? Like, and I believe that my natural creator was my mom and dad. If you believe it was, I've actually gotten a video from Indie News on the Street, and he has.
Okay, so that's now he's on to something else. So anyway, that's all he had to say about what's coming up tomorrow with the big debate. But now, let's see what he didn't show was Frauditor Troll's video when Frauditor Troll covered him. And he makes fun a lot. But let's take a look at some of what now, where I'm going to start this video. And again, this is the video Frauditor Troll did covering CHandTY audits. And at this point, CHandTY have walked into a vault. Don't get confused, because I know there was the one just recently where Fake Mike Real News got locked in a vault, which was hilarious. But they don't lock them in there. This is CHandTY. They walk into a vault, and the lady says, hey, you can't be back there. And, of course, they're like, well, the door was open, so that, of course, means we could go in. And, of course, any reasonable human would not just walk into a vault, but they're complaining to the morning, how were we supposed to know that it was off limits? Well, how about you have to go past the desk first, and you just walk past it, and when they tried to stop you, you said, no, thank you. Like, you have no reason, you have no mind, you have no brain, you have no comprehension, you have no possible way of using your eyes to see the situation you're in and to act accordingly. So that's where we're going to pick up with this one. He's in the vault, and the lady's telling him he needs to get out of the vault, and he's refusing to do so. So let's get that up here and take a look. Let's see. Where is it? Here we go.
I think they get it. I can tell you how to keep people out of the vault if you'd like.
Yeah, usually people will stop with the camera time.
Yeah.
So,
Unless they wanted to like steal something, right?
go ahead. I need your help. Hey, Jen, will you call and see when the front desk is coming up?
You can figure it out.
Thank you.
Until they get here, I could educate you. You know what I mean?
I don't need to be educated.
Okay, that's fine. Then you already know that you're a public servant and you don't tell me what to do, right?
I do.
Oh,
Whenever
okay.
you're back in
That's
the vault.
great. Alrighty.
Jen,
Huh.
will you call him?
Oh yeah, there is money up back here.
Okay. Already. How is this in any way beneficial to anyone's freedom or rights? How does this expose any kind of government tyranny? You walk into a vault, they ask you, hey, you can't go in there, you need to come out, and your response isn't, this is a vault, I'm sorry, I'll leave. This is a vault, I'm not allowed here. Oh, I'm sorry, no. Your response is, well, you work for me, so I can do whatever I want. I'm going to hang out in the vault and screw you, lady. Like, that's a reasonable human being's reaction to a request. She said there's money in there. He's like, oh, yeah, there's money. Well, if somebody was going to steal it, I guess you guys would be out of luck, huh? It goes back to the whole argument that they always make, but this is on a much higher level because they're inside a vault. It goes back to the old argument that they always make. Hey, I don't want you filming here because we got private documents on the desk. Well, if they're private documents, why are they out where anyone could see it? You should create privacy. We are creating privacy by asking you not to film them. That's us creating the privacy. You should have closed the vault and locked the door, is basically what he's saying. He's saying if the vault was locked, we wouldn't have walked in there. Nobody would walk in there except for you idiots. So what are you talking about? And if they ask you to leave, then you leave. Well, what if a thief walked in there? Well, they'd try to stop him too. They're trying to stop you, but you won't listen because she works for you. Little smart-ass punk. How about that?
Not our problem.
No, not my problem at all. The view of it. Nothing going on in here.
Nothing going on in there, and yet you still need to film it to prove
All
what
right.
point exactly.
I think I'm done now. I think I've seen everything.
What did you accomplish by doing that? What was so interesting in these piles of documents? Could you tell us anything that you actually saw?
Okay.
That's fine.
What
They're
was your
coming in.
name?
My name's Natalie. You
Natalie. Okay.
cannot go back here. This is a private office. Thank you.
This is a public office, Natalie.
You can go out front.
I know I can. I get you.
You're not coming back here in this office.
Why are you being so rude?
It's not rude. It's called privacy. You just can't walk around
this is
into
a
other people's
public office.
offices.
Okay. Right there. Right? So what is he doing? She's telling him, this is my office. You can't go in there. And he's saying, okay, well, I'm going to go in there anyway. In this guy's vision of the universe, the only way we would have freedom is if everything was blocked off by brick walls and cages so that no one could go in anywhere or do anything, right? No one could just say, hey, this is my office, please stay out. Like, nope, that's unacceptable. That's not allowed. So none of it that you guys are pushing for these people to do to expose tyranny, I guess, would even be an issue if you idiots weren't there doing this. Nobody walks into an office and does this. This is not a thing except for that you guys do it. So why would they need to take all these extra security measures that you're going to ignore anyway? See how they argue in circles? And that's what he's going to do in this debate with Frauditor Troll. He's going to try and argue in circles because that's what these guys do. They're professionals at it. They are baiters. They are con men. They talk in circles. That's their quote unquote job because they're professionals at this, right? He's an expert at talking in circles. Hey, you can't go back here. Well, if you had something to tell me not to go back there, then I wouldn't. But if they did have something to tell him to go back there, he would ignore it and say, well, you can't because that's an unlawful directive, which I have another video showing an example of him doing that. But let's take a little bit more look at this real quick.
This is a public
That's
office.
fine. Whenever the officer
This
comes
is
here, you can talk
the
to him.
people's office.
Okay. Whenever the police officer comes here, you can talk to
Okay,
him.
that's fine. Until then, do you want to stop harassing me and let me do
No,
my
you're
thing?
harassing us and getting in our personal space.
Right.
Did we even approach him?
Not at all.
Right. You
I don't
walked
think
back
so.
here whenever you weren't supposed to be
You
back
walked
here.
back to us.
Yeah, because you don't belong back there.
Yes, Jennifer, let's hurry up with these cops. Let's get them here right now.
They're both in here.
They're coming. We just want to know what's back there because it seems suspicious to us that you
Sure.
guys.
It doesn't
Yeah.
seem suspicious that you idiots are going where you don't belong.
This is not public
This isn't a
access.
restricted
Yes, it
area.
is. This is secure records for the city.
Yeah.
You guys
You
can
need
stand
to-
out there if you'd like.
Yeah,
I know.
you can be out there, but
Out there.
that way. This is private office.
It doesn't
space.
bother me.
Good, man. Well, then us following the law shouldn't bother you either. In order for an area to be restricted, it's got to have a sign or it's got to be restricted.
You guys can stand out there.
All right, and you're dismissed, bro. You can move right along, or you could watch us do our job if you'd like to. But
Not in here.
Okay, now, real quick, I want to make a point to prove that these guys are just idiots who talk in circles as part of their scam. His big argument is I'm allowed to go back here because there's no sign saying I can't go back there. So if he's telling the truth, if he's being honest, if all of this isn't just a scam and a grift and a bunch of BS, then if there was a sign, he would obey it. If there was a sign, he would follow it, right? Well, let's see if that's what he does. Check this out. Now remember, the video we were just watching, his big argument is if there was a sign, everything would be fine, right? But what happens if there is a sign? Let's find out.
No law that I'm in violation of, man.
Yeah, City Hall's closed.
I just read the law to you. It says if you are disobeying a mayor's order in the council room, that's a different thing.
There's a sign on the door.
City Hall's closed. We were closed due to COVID, and we're still closed due to COVID.
Yes, so please leave.
So no one in here has ever had COVID, and that's the reason, because we did
But
close.
where's the law that says that, man? You can't just put
See?
up signs everywhere.
Yes, we have the right.
I have the right to put that sign up in the city of Columbia.
But where does the law say that?
Look at any state statute.
I have.
But wait a minute. You just got done saying that if there was a sign, then everything would be fine. Now, if there's a sign, well, there's no law to back that sign up, so I don't have to listen to it. Which is it? Does there have to be a sign? Or if there is a sign, you're not going to listen anyway. No matter what, he's not going to listen because he does it on purpose, because he's an idiot. How does this increase government accountability? How does this decrease tyranny? Explain that to me. Well, because you're exposing what? What are you exposing? That you're not allowed to walk into a private vault? That you're not allowed to walk into a private office? How does that need to be exposed? Everyone knows that except for you because you're an idiot.
Okay.
No, I do this for a living,
Just look
man.
at the mayor. and
Don't
Phil
worry.
Murphy. He just told them to they have to wear masks.
No, you can't just have a mask mandate for the public, man. That's a policy for the
Well, you
employees.
need to talk to the mayor in Pennsylvania, but right now you need to exit.
That's fine,
City
man.
Hall.
This is Indiana. We're not
You
doing
need
that.
to exit.
Dude, I'm telling you, you can tell me, please leave, but it's not a law. I don't
Yeah, it's
obey.
disorderly conduct now.
No, it's not, man.
Yes, it's a
Have you
violation.
ever read the statute for disorderly conduct? It's fighting or tumultuous behavior.
It's also not listening to the commands of the
No,
phone.
it's not, man. You haven't read it, and I just advised you of it. So if you go hands on, you've lost your qualified.
He
immunity.
just advised him of the law.
I've just advised you that that's not a law, man. You guys could do yourself a favor, just go back to doing your job. This is not looking good on you guys.
Oh, shoot. Not looking good on you, brother.
Okay, brother, you're just an American like I am.
No, I fought for this country, buddy.
This guy wants to say that he fought for this country, so we better respect him. Well, hate to break it to him, but just because he fought for the politicians that are ruining our country doesn't mean he's fighting for our country. Yeah, I'm fighting for this country too against people.
No,
like
you're
you.
not.
Dude, do not touch my stuff.
I can if I want to.
Yes.
This grown man child is so out of control. You can tell his parents never taught him how to behave. I mean,
Listen
he's
to this
actually
douchebag.
pushing at our phones, trying to knock them out of their containers. This is absolutely ridiculous. And the words he says were, I can if I want to.
Now, the cop's reaction to him being ridiculous is ridiculous. You being completely unreasonable and completely going against what you just said about following signs, if there were signs, and everything else. You walk into, would you do this at Walmart? If they were closed, would you break in there and say, well, it's open to the public during the day? Like, it's closed. The office is closed. Because it's a state office, that means you could go in there. And then once they tell you it's closed and ask you to leave, you leave. What's so evil, horrible, and tyrannical about that? I don't understand. How is that tyranny? How is an office having office hours a form of tyranny? What are you talking about? These guys don't make any sense at all. They're out of their minds. Let's take another example of how this brilliant frauditor likes to spend his time and show the government is wrong and that they're all evil tyrants. Put the Frauditor Troll link in the chat. Yeah, I could do that. I haven't been looking at the chat at all. I don't know what's going on with you guys right now, but let me go ahead and hook you up with that real quick. Frauditor Troll. There you go. All right. So anyway, let's get to this other one. Another example of this wonderful frauditor who's out there fighting for our freedom against evil, horrible, rotten, no good tyranny. To show you how he's doing the good work to prove that the government is evil. So now here's this lady. What does he call her? A group of Karens lose it over camera. So there's this lady who's trying to work and mind her own business. In their world, there'd be a sign every 3 feet. Yeah, and they wouldn't listen to the signs because they're unlawful. Let's see. All right, check this out.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
A government can't own a person, right?
Well.
So you have to kind of.
Right.
I get what you're maybe trying to do, right? But we may ask and not to be recorded. Maybe
I know.
to be respectful, right?
But that's the thing is like that we.
Going from one human being to another.
Right. That's the thing that I try to say to the human beings is like.
Okay, I'm going to rewind this real quick. Listen to what she's saying. I'm not demanding that you stop filming. I'm not giving you unlawful directives. I'm telling you as a human being, I'm asking you, please don't put me on your camera. I don't like being filmed. And so what's his response to that? Let's go back a little bit and listen to her say that again.
But that's the thing is like that we.
Going from one human being to another.
Right. That's the thing that I try to say to the human beings is like, I don't actually like I always ask the government anytime that I see them, like, hey, could you guys not take my money?
What does that have to do with what
you know
you
what I
just
mean?
said?
Like, could you,
But we have nothing to do with that, right?
no, I hear you. That's
We just had a job in the treasurer's office.
right. And because my money is taken.
Where's the mail at, you know?
What does that have to do with her asking you not to film her?
Yeah, you can. We can just legally get that record.
No, I want to know who you are. I want to know who they are. They're coming in here recording us.
There was their mail and everything.
They won't tell us who they are.
All right. So this, like always, goes the way all the audits go. They walk around waggling their camera around in people's faces, being rude, being jerks, and then get kicked out and then refuse to leave and then end up getting kicked out anyway. I don't get how could you look at that, what I just showed, and still make the argument that what they're doing is a good thing for government transparency and for freedom and rights? She specifically said, I'm not giving you an unlawful order. I'm not giving you a directive. I'm not doing any of this stuff. I'm just asking you nicely from one human being to another, please don't tape me. I don't like being filmed. And his response is to start yipping and yapping about taxes and government funding and this. What does any of that have to do with what she asked you? Nothing. These idiots just talk in circles and pull this crap out of thin air and use it to support their arguments that fall flat on any decent human basic level of basic human decency. They have none. And with this debate coming up tomorrow, I really hope, in fact, I hope Troll watches this, because I emailed him and talked to him about it a little bit. But this whole thing with this guy and the way he talks in circles, and then remembering, last week or whatever it was when he debated Rogue Nation, you have to remember these people talk in circles constantly. They are experts at it. Okay, when we debate them, for the most part, are at a disadvantage because we have a tendency to be honest. We have a tendency to have empathy. We have a tendency to care about fellow human beings and to not just be idiots that are experts at talking in circles and trying to trip people up. The human brain can only process so many things at a time. That's why it's an old con man technique of talking fast, because you throw the person's brain off. You get them all discombobulated. Yes, 6 questions real fast. They try to answer one, but you purposely went out of your way to ask another one that the answer to the first one will clash, and then they get all confused, and then, haha, got you. And then you just, it's like that famous Jordan Peterson interview. He handled it so perfect when he's just sitting there and that lady's telling him, well, you said this, well, you said that. He's like, no, I didn't say this. No, I didn't say that. And she keeps trying to twist his words. That's what these guys do. So you gotta watch that. You got to be on your guard for that, because these guys, again, they do this all the time. This is what they do. They're professionals at it. They always say, this is my job, right? So they're going around doing this stuff all the time. They have a ton of practice. It's bad. It's scary what some of these people do. And the fact that their fans support what they do so much really drives me nuts. And this isn't just for CHandTY audits. This is in general. Like, look at some of this. I grabbed some of these clips the other day working on something for another video, but I'll share some of it now just because let's see, I didn't really map it out. Where is it? And I got to wait for it to load. Oh, here we go. All right. So now this isn't specifically about CHandTY audits versus Frauditor Troll. Hey, what's up, Unclean Hands? But this is an example of the kind of thing I'm talking about. Well, first of all, let me go back for a second, because like I said, I haven't really been paying attention to the chat. We get any people who came in here later, what we've been talking about so far and what I've been going over is, since CHandTY audits and Frauditor Troll are going to have a debate tomorrow night, CHandTY audits made a video about it. I showed a clip from that, and then sort of breaking down what his argument is, what his technique is, and how he talks himself into these circles. And then I showed a clip from a video where CH is like in a vault, literally. And the lady says, hey, you can't be in there. And he says, well, there's no signs. If there was a sign, I wouldn't go in there. But then I showed a video where he's in a building and they say, look, there's a sign saying you can't be here. And he says, well, that sign doesn't trump law. So the example, again, it doesn't matter what the sign says. If there's no sign, they're going to complain there's no sign. If there is a sign, they're going to complain that they don't have to follow it. There's no winning, because they always talk in circles and they're always full of crap. And then I showed a clip where he was talking to this lady, and the lady specifically said to him, I'm not telling you you can't film. I'm just asking you, as a human being, please don't film me. And then he starts going off about taxes and government agencies stealing his money and this and that, not even beginning to address the fact that she personally asked as a human if he'd have the respect to not film her. And of course, he kept filming her the whole time anyway. Signs are tyrants. Yeah, right. Yeah, I saw someone audit a stop sign once. Like, how dare you violate my rights by trying to tell me what to do and give me unlawful directives telling me to stop? How dare you? But so what I was about to get into now is not off the subject, but just not specifically regarding CHandTY audits, but the whole auditing community in general and how their fans support what they're doing in the most ridiculous and insane way. And I was looking at some comments that I put aside. Some of these are actually the exact opposite of that, but I wanted to share this with you guys too, so you could see some of what's going on, not just with these frauditors, but with their stupid fans. Let's see. All right, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's pretty small writing. Let me get that on the full screen. So I got this one I took from a live feed that SGV News was doing. So there were some cop cars pulled over on the side of the road, and SGV walks up and says, just walks up to the cop cars. And in his comments during the live stream, one of his fans says, put some pepper spray on the cop car handles. Incognito, of course. Like, so that after the cop opens his door and he's got the stuff on his hands, and then when he touches his face, it'll burn his eyes, right? Like, what would be the purpose of that? And then, and these next few comments I put, these are all from SGV's feed. Because for anyone who doesn't know or understand, you may have seen this before, but you might not realize that it's SGV. It's specifically SGV and Peter Libre Audits. When they get together, what they like to do is they like to go to private businesses, always a private business, never a government agency. It's always like Billy Bob's Truck Stop or some just random business, which again, I have no idea what that has to do with government accountability on any level. So what these two like to do is they like to go into places and say, like, if somebody comes up to them and says, hey, what are you guys filming? They like to answer by saying, oh shit, oh happy to blah, 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 oh shit, oh blah, 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 oh shit, oh shit, and they just mumble on like that. And they call it Shandu language or Shanduli. So now here are, let's see, wait, what do we got here? I don't support frauditors. They only want to shove a camera in people's faces to get a reaction so they can post it on YouTube for clicks and views. That is absolutely right. They don't care about what they're doing at all. They always, and that's one of the reasons why it's so terrible, is because they always claim to be fighting for freedom, and all they're really fighting for is the almighty dollar. So now language is a social construct. Well, let's go back. All right. The fake Arab accent, that's what I'm talking about. They call it Shandui or Shandu. So now here are some responses from some of their fans. It's so funny when they use the Shandu accent to Asians. After they hear the Shandu, they're like this with the emoji of like a confused face. I almost hit the floor laughing when I saw his face covered up with his eyes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so basically encouraging that talk. You guys have the most patience and are great at keeping either silent or using the Shanduli talk. It just triggers the heck out of them. But even if you explain yourself, you still wouldn't be good enough. So keep up the false info. These are their fans. So keep up the false info. Gee, even their own fans know that they're being lied to. I know they will try to translate your Shandu. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Got a froggy in my throat. They'll try to translate your Shanduli into English, but they'll only hit walls. So these people are encouraging these idiots to do these fake racist Arab accents. And yeah, keep lying to them, they're saying. Look at this. Again, talking about them using the Shanduli accent. Hilarious. You had them all confused. Oh, I enjoyed the Shanduli. That made it a funny video. Oh, Shanduli, these are hilarious. Yeah, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, LOL. Y'all never miss the Shanduli. Oh, Shamali Shalulu Shalaba Shalaba. Shalaba Yudana Fagapa. Like their fans encourage this nonsense. Like the first time I ever saw it, the first thing I thought was, how racist is this? How racist is this? And I didn't actually capture the comment, but I saw a comment where one of them said, because I asked, I said, isn't this racist? And their excuse was, no, because they're not actually speaking real Arabic. If they were actually speaking real Arabic, then maybe it wouldn't be racist. That's the whole point. It's racist because they're, oh, hello, how are you? Oh, shit. Oh, oh my goodness, what's going on? Oh, shit. Oh, what's this? That's all they do. And it's insanely ridiculous. So let's see what else we got here from these idiots in their chats, their fans. Let's see. Is this still the same video? Yeah, this is still about SGV. I love how without provocation, you proudly, oh, this is against this. Oh, okay. This next group I'm doing is these guys who were, this is Auditing America and Anselmo now. These are some of his fans responding to a video. I've noticed that recently his fans are starting to turn on him. And that's what this is. He audited a bunch of soldiers. What happened was he was walking around outside and he saw a soldier taking a cigarette break. And he spent like 15 minutes of the video giving the soldier a hard time, saying, how dare you smoke cigarettes and make the American military look so terrible by smoking cigarettes in your uniform and blah, blah, blah. And so these are some of the responses to that. I love how without provocation, you proudly harass the brave soldiers who take pride in defending you. I think auditing has reached a new low. Just my opinion, having served 21 years as active duty. It's hilarious you think you're being a patriot while recording actual patriots. Wow, he went from auditor to scumbag in a single video. I don't know, dude. This one seems kind of perverted because you're the one provoking them. Why don't you join the army? You wouldn't last a day. I didn't see any rudeness from the National Guard members. There wasn't. He's just mad because they were ignoring him. I hate to be critical of one of Enrique's audits, but this one just seemed like he was desperate for something. Acceptance? A new friend, perhaps? Where's Will at anyway? Useless shenanigans. Get a real job. So now those are comments from Anselmo's fans to his most recent video where he's making fun of soldiers. They're starting to turn on him. Some people are starting to see. It's sad to me that these guys have to take it to such an extreme for their fans to finally begin to see what we've seen the whole time. But then again, like some of the earlier comments from SGV, some of their fans know exactly what they're doing, and that's what they like about them. Oh, look at you. Keep up the lies. Like encouraging, yeah, keep telling lies, keep doing bad things. We love it. We think it's hilarious when you make those fake accents and lie to these people. We love it. What's up, Elweed Skador? So anyway, let's see what else I have in here. Which one was this? If Anselmo was a dog, he'd be a chihuahua. All bark and no bite. Hurting your feelings is not disorderly conduct. Good, but you don't have to make threats and shout like a baby. Yeah, see, people got coming out against him, which is a great thing to me. So, hey, Educator, what's up? Welcome. Good to see you. All right, so again, sort of recapping for all the people who've just joined us within the last few minutes. We got a big debate coming up between CHTY audits and Frauditor Troll tomorrow night, 6 p.m. on Frauditor Troll's channel, 6 Eastern. And in the beginning, I showed, because the other day, CH did a live feed where he was talking about it. And well, here, let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask the chat. Give me a 1 if the answer is yes, 2 if no. For the people who joined after the beginning and didn't see the first part where I covered the debate in more detail, does anyone want me to go back and sort of re-show some of that stuff, or just recap it and you could go back and watch it later? I don't know. It's up to you. Because I'm good for at least another half hour. I don't have anywhere to go. Basically, he was recap. Uncle Artie, of course you're gonna say that. You watch yourself, Uncle Artie. I'm on to you, buddy. Anyway, so yeah, CHandTY audit. CH was on talking about tomorrow he's going to debate Frauditor Troll. The first thing he says is that he wants to mirror it on his channel because the debate's going to be on Troll's channel, and that he has permission from Troll to do it, but he doesn't trust Frauditor Troll. So if you guys want to see it on my channel, become a member, and I'll make sure that the members get to watch it on my channel. Who is CH Audits? It's CHandTY Audits. Here, I'll show you. You'll know that. Here, I'll show you just a little clip. The second you see this, I think you'll remember this guy. Let's see. I'll just show a little bit so that Unclean knows who we're talking about.
You go hands-on, you've lost your qualified immunity. I've just advised you that that's not allowed. Man, you guys could do yourself a favor, just go back to doing your job. This is not looking good on you guys.
Oh, shit. Not looking good on you, brother.
Okay, brother. You're just an American like I am.
No, I fought for this country, buddy.
This guy wants to say that he fought for this country, so we better respect him. Well, hate to break it to him, but just because he fought for the politicians that are ruining our country doesn't mean he's fighting for our country.
Yeah.
All right. So in that video, he was in a building that was closed, and they asked him to leave because they were closed. And that's why he's making all these big arguments about all these tyrants trying to force him to leave a building. It was closed. The sign on the door said closed. Yeah, the door wasn't locked. That's it. That's all it takes. If it's unlocked, then we can do whatever we want. But if it was locked, they would complain, how could you lock a door, right? Anyway, that's CHandTY audits. So, yeah, he is an entitled brat and a jackass. So, yeah, so he gave the breakdown of what he's going to do tomorrow. He started trying to get people to join his channel so that they could have access to the debate on his channel, because he doesn't trust Frauditor Troll not to put a copyright strike on him, even though Troll said, go ahead, put it on your channel too. Doors are tyrants. And then he goes on to say that all Frauditor Troll does is insult people and make fun of frauditors and never makes any valid arguments. And then he shows like a 2-second clip from a troll video where it's just him insulting Chili, which, of course, if there's anyone who deserves to be insulted, it's him. It's proof that, you know, they never have anything logical to say. And then he goes on about how he's doing what he's doing to promote government transparency and freedom. And then he says, if he wasn't doing what he was doing, if auditors, this is his big argument, okay? If auditors weren't out there auditing, the world would be you, me, everyone. If we walked out the door, we'd immediately be shot dead by cops. That's what he thinks the world would be if it wasn't for auditors. That's absolutely insane. The guy's delusional. He's a nut. And then I showed some clips. Excuse me, Dad. Dag nabbit. Stupid lungs. So he's going through all this, and I showed some clips from different videos where he contradicts himself, right? I showed a clip from a video where he literally walked into a vault, and the lady said, "Hey, you can't go in there." And he said, "But the door was open, so of course I can go in there." And she said, "No, you have to leave." And he says, "Well, there are no signs saying I can't go in there." And then I followed it up with the video I was just showing a clip from where the building was closed. The sign said it was closed. When they pointed the sign to him, he's like, "Oh, but that's not a law. That's just a sign." Talking in circles, contradicting himself. Hey, I can go in here because there's no sign. Hey, I could go in here because a sign doesn't matter. No matter what, you're going to lose because these guys are there to bait. That's their job. They're trying to bait you. Get a peppermint? That might not be a bad idea. I got some lozenges in the other room. Glad I found your channel. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining. For joining us. Lack of common sense is an illness. Also, while we're here, if there's anybody that actually, likes my channel and wants to support us, make sure you hit that like button. When I first started doing this, I had this thing, like I would watch YouTube videos and I'd always hear people saying, "Hey, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button." And I kind of thought that was a little annoying and I didn't want to be one of those guys. But I've come to the realization, because I find even myself doing it, I'll be watching a video and I'll like it, but I won't be thinking about hitting the like button. I'll just be watching the video and then they say, "Hit that like button." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, okay, I will." And if you want to support the channel, that like button goes a long way to support the channel. It really does. I didn't understand anything about YouTube algorithms and stuff forever, and I had no idea just how much that helps. Anyway, let's see. What do we got in the chat? I wasn't paying that much attention in the chat. Let's see. Got the flu, raw honey. Yeah. Ooh, I got that too. That's a good idea. Drink some honey. Let's see. You're going to burn my book. You know what, Uncle Artie? You go ahead and you buy another copy of my book so you can burn the other one. That's fine by me. And if anyone in here doesn't know, I am literally the guy who wrote the book about frauditors. It's a comedy book. I got it right here. The Frauditors Handbook. I'll hold up a copy. I got the link in the description below. See, got the Frauditors Handbook right here, written by me. There's my little logo right there. Kick has been reading it. He's going to do the official audio version. That's going to be fun. And I got some. And I got some merch. I got my shirt here. I got one on. There's no need to fear. Hezekiah is here. So that's all good stuff. Let's see what some of you guys got. Real transparency would be exposing politicians getting rich and insider trading and exposing partisan extremists with federal agencies. No frauditor is doing any of that. That's kind of my point. And that's one of the reasons why it gets so hard sometimes if you actually do debate these guys or talk to these guys, because they will always make these arguments where and this is actually here. I'll use a specific example because Rogue Nation tried to dang nabbit. I gotta go get that. There's a link in the description if you want to get my book. Let's see if I could pin it. Well, I mean, I know I can, but where is it? Yeah, right here in the description below and right there. And then I'll pin that to the top. All right. So, what was I saying before that? Duckman by George Costanza. Okay. So, yeah, watch him go get in shape to Smith. Here, as far as the fight between Chili and Legicator, I honestly, my theory, I don't know, I can't prove it, but my theory is that the whole reason he didn't go to court, knowing he was going to get a bench warrant, was so that he could use that outstanding warrant as an excuse not to show up for the fight. All part of his master insane plan. Because you know the guy's a nut. Because he's running circles around City Hall because he thinks he's being followed. Bad stuff. Is your pick on the back cover? Just this. Here, I'll show you. Well, here, I'll hold it up. This is the back cover. And there's the front cover. And there's the inside. There's words inside of there. Your book shall be burned. Uncle Artie, let me tell you something, brother. If you're going to burn my book, whatever, someone might think it's a bad thing or whatever. But if you do, you got to put it on your stream. You got to do it on TV. I got to be able to watch that. I do have allergies. That could very well be what's going on with me right now. Frog did a video on Bobby Law. I didn't watch that one yet. Hey, thank you, Uncle Artie. Just in case anyone in the chat doesn't understand, me and Uncle Artie are always messing with each other. He's a good guy. He just, give me a wrench or else. Just for that, I'm going to take it away. I'm going to give you one just so I can take it away. How about that? I should put him in timeout instead of giving him a wrench is what I should do. Oh, yeah, I was talking about the whole thing with Rogue Nation. Yeah, so I was going to use that as an example of how these guys do what they do and what they always say. Rogue Nation was giving me a hard time about, the idea that we make money off of them. And like, that was his big argument and this and that. And it's like, and I told him, and he doesn't seem to understand, but I would love anyone on their side to find a way to explain it that would make this make sense to me. So if you are filming someone and they say, please don't film me, and that makes you go out of your way to specifically film that person even more, and then you post that video online and make money off of that person's image after they specifically asked you not to use their image, and you feel no guilt about doing that because it's technically legal. Well, if I take your video and add a little bit to it, that's technically legal under fair use. So as long as you don't feel guilty about using their images, I don't feel guilty about using your videos. Done. My first video got 70 views. Hey, you know what? I've had this, and that's another thing. Rogue Nation was saying, and a lot of people do too. A lot of the guys on that side love to say that if we weren't making fun of them, we'd have nothing. We wouldn't even have a channel. I've had this channel for almost 12 years now. Okay, I just recently started doing this Frauditor stuff. So I've got plenty of other content on here that has nothing to do with them. And eventually, moving forward, I'm going to have plenty of other content that doesn't either, right? But for right now, like I said, I was only doing like little comedy sketches here and there that sometimes reference these guys. It wasn't until they started posting these videos after Schrodinger died, where they were celebrating his death, that I really decided to put the boom down and throw the hammer at these guys and really dig into them. And that's what really got me into doing this more and more intensely. And they also seem to be doubling down on, and I actually covered this in my book. One of the things that they do that's completely insane to me is, oh, wait a minute, hold on, what do we got here? What do we got here? Perfect explanation. Also, Rogue Nation is a douche canoe, and I love your art, brother. You know what? I was thinking about maybe adding some of that to my merch store, like little stickers or posters. The problem is, to be perfectly honest, I have to get my original drawings and take like ultra high definition photos of them, because all of my drawings, all the detail, all the stuff that I put in there, the originals are all these like tiny little index cards, you know, that I like draw this stuff on. So trying to take a picture of them that I could stretch out to poster size or to, you know, whatever, I just lose all, what do they call it, with the, you know, pixels. It just becomes all pixelated and it doesn't look anything. So I need to get the originals and take a really nice high definition photo of it and then blow it up into like poster size or whatever. And that's why I use them sometimes just as my background. Let's see if I can get, oh no, that's just that. All right. Whatever. My StreamYard froze. There I am, wearing my own t-shirt in my Hezokai hat. All right. Anyway, let's go back to this one. Done. What's Salacious got to say? Can you even imagine if they were able to fraud it unchecked? See, this is another one of the many reasons why I don't like these guys. Because if they're okay, so let's think it through to the logical conclusion, which they never do. If they had their way, if everything that they argue for actually happened, they always will say, well, I'm not a terrorist. Well, I don't have nefarious things. Okay, fine. But if anyone could go anywhere and do anything without ever being stopped or questioned, then if you were a terrorist, if you were a bomber, if you were somebody who had nefarious intent, you could just do it and no one would be legally allowed to even ask you a question. These guys call asking someone for an ID a violation of their civil rights. Asking. They think that being asked, because just look at the way they respond. It's never like, can I see your ID? Oh, well, technically I don't think, or whatever. No, it's always, they immediately jump into, I don't have to give you my ID. Why are you making unlawful demands? Nobody made a demand. I just asked you if you had an ID on you. But they're always painting this narrative for their fans. And Yeah, it would be anarchy. It would just be nuts. Everyone would be, and especially like when they go to like these prisons and these other things. Oh man, thank you, Jamie, for the super sticker. I appreciate that. So yeah, it's difficult, man. I'm actually not yet. I'll have to discuss it. I'll tell you what, Jamie. Because I'm actually flying to Wisconsin probably Wednesday, and I'm going to go back to where I have my original drawings stored. I have them put away in storage. If there actually is an interest for me doing that, I will do that. I'll dig out my original drawings. I'll take high definition photos of them and put out, add them to my merch store. Maybe even make a T-shirt with that on there. Because I love it. I love my own stuff, but that's part of the problem, right? Like trying to think about like, what would people be, even my music, right? Like, do I want to make my and I'll tell you the truth. And let me hear what you guys think, your opinion. A lot of people have mentioned that they like my music, right? But I have like the 3 or 4 songs that I use in my videos, but the majority of my music is actually like heavy metal and punk rock, stuff like that. So I didn't want to like put the stuff on out there for people to buy, and then they go all disappointed when they realize that it's just like 2 or 3 funky songs and everything else is just like. But I do a lot of that. I'm good at that. I'm really good at tearing it up when it comes to heavy metal. But anyway, that's all different. You would definitely buy it. Yeah. Okay. I'll look into getting more of that stuff in there. Talking about this. People don't want to be filmed in a situation like that. Now, I don't necessarily know exactly which situation you're referring to, but just in general, I just did a video a couple weeks ago where this lady was in a car accident, and this guy goes walking up to her, and the lady who was in the car accident, is asking him please not to film. Does he respect the fact that she was just in a car accident? She's all shooken up. She's freaking out because, oh my God, I was just in a car accident. Who doesn't flip out and freak out right after you were in a car accident? Does he care? Nope. I'm going to keep filming because it's my right. How does that have anything to do with government transparency? How does that have anything to do with tyranny? How does being rude to people support your anti-government agenda? Again, and this is what I was starting to address earlier. As I started getting more and more into the scene, was right around the same time that I started noticing more and more that they're pushing regular people. Here's my theory on this, okay? If you look, there actually are it's not a universal thing, but there are police departments that are being trained now to ignore these people. You see a First Amendment auditor, just ignore them. Just completely don't say a word, don't engage, nothing, right? Have no contact whatsoever. So now that police are being encouraged to ignore these guys, and the whole purpose of what they do is to try and get a negative reaction from the police, if the police are giving them no reaction at all, that's why now they're focusing on auditing private businesses, private individuals, people just standing on the street corner minding their own business. Why? So that they will push that person to the point that they feel they have no choice but to call the cops. And once the cops are coming because they're answering a call, now they have to engage. Now, since the cops are going to ignore you if you engage them, by messing with regular citizens, you're forcing the police to have to engage you. Let's see. It seems like he won't really debate. It'll be a freak show. I'll tell you right now, here's my prediction for the debate between CHTY and Frauditor Troll tomorrow night. My prediction is that CH and TY is going to fall right back into the standard old school conman, fast talking technique that they always use on every single one of their audience of talking in circles, trying to trip up Troll, trying to confuse him, trying to ask him 3 questions in one so that his brain has to go in all these different directions and can't keep up, and then laugh at him and call him stupid. This is what I think is going to happen. This is my prediction. I think that CH is just going to try to talk. I don't think he's going to try to make any actual points. I think he's just going to try to talk his way into confusing Frauditor Troll and then claiming victory. Let's see. Chili said that starting next week, he's paying $30 each for video he puts out so that no one can take his content. Is this a thing? Well, I mean, yes and no. When you're posting videos on YouTube, you can choose if they're going to be public or not. So all he has to do is, well, it's first of all, it depends if he's still going to be using YouTube. He can make it a membership thing, like a member tier. You pay $30 for the tier, then you get the video. So there are ways that can be done. I don't know what his actual plan to do that would be, but I don't know. Hey, Doc Danger, how you doing? Let's see. Sorry, I have to. You can't attach a fee just to prevent fair use. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, you could still pay for one of his videos and then use it under fair use. If you want to get into Chili, we could go all day because he just did something live this morning. He's doing something new every day. And ever since he's been on the run from the cops, he's got this warrant out for him and he's just ignoring it. And now you got Josh Abrams almost being an accomplice because he's interviewing him, while he's driving. And I don't know if you guys saw this. This was funny. So last night, Chili was doing a live and he got pulled over. Well, he didn't get pulled over, but the cops came up to him. And this is a guy who every interaction we've ever seen him have with a police officer has always gone exactly the same way. The cop would say, "How you doing?" He would say, "Oh, you're a pig. I don't want to talk to you, you stupid pig. Get away from me, you tyrant, trying to put me in torture cuffs," right? This cop walks up to him now that he's on the lam with an active warrant and, "Oh, officer, I'm just trying to find my way. I got lost and I was wondering if you could tell me how to get to," and the cop helps him. And guess what? Every argument he makes about why cops are evil was blown out of the water because he was nice to the cop. The cop was nice back, didn't run him, didn't run his plates, didn't find out he had an active warrant, just helped him with directions, told him which way he had to turn to get where he was going. And that was the whole interaction. And of course, what happens right afterwards? Chili's on his live stream talking about, "Yeah, I gave that cop what for," right? You kissed his butt. You licked his boots so that he would be nice to you. And guess what? He was nice to you. Why did you do that, Chili? Because you know that you have a warrant and you didn't want him to run you because you would have ended up getting busted. That's why you were nice. And look, did the cop tase you? Did he beat you? Did he arrest you? No. You were nice to him, so he was nice back. What a surprise. Who would have thunk that would be possible? In his world, it isn't. Did he go full bootlicker? I called him a bootlicker. I was in his chat while that was going on. He didn't like that. But no, I mean, it's not like, see, this is the other thing too. Like, I've gotten to the point now where I've realized that the idea of a bootlicker, right? Like, I pictured from A Clockwork Orange when that guy forces Alex to lick the bottom of his shoe, right? But what these people are talking about is if you have any even the teeny tiniest little tiny little bit of basic human decency, respect, or empathy at all, you're a bootlicker. You're a bootlicker. If you're speeding and you get pulled over for speeding and the cop asks for your ID and you give it to him, you're a bootlicker. Why? I was speeding. Cop says, what are you doing? I tell him. He says, okay, that makes me a bootlicker? I'm licking his boots by being a decent human being? By engaging in a normal conversation? It's stupid. Probably the best concert I ever been to was Tool. Let's see. Your book has words inside. That means no frauditors will be able to read it. That's right. That's why I wrote it, because I knew they'd never find out about it. I'm normal. Oh, I have you fooled. Oh, man. Yeah, I see some people starting to talk about music. Yeah, I saw Tool. They're absolutely, if anyone's ever not seen a Tool concert, I highly recommend it. Even if you're not into that kind of music, it is a show. It is worth the price of admission. They will entertain you. Absolutely. Guaranteed. Let's see. Oh, wow. Just saw them. It is amazing. Yeah, it is. They don't fool around. And what's interesting is when I saw Tool back in the day, it was at the time when their only videos were, the animation. And I knew who he was from what was the band that Maynard was in before Tool? They did the Three Little Pigs song. Anyway, I didn't realize that it was the same dude at the time. But because all their videos, Tool's videos at the time were animation, I had no idea what any of the members of the band looked like, especially Maynard. And then I saw them live. I had great seats. They were right in front of me. And after the show, I still didn't know what the heck they looked like. But it was because there was so much going on. And Maynard was standing behind this big screen with a spotlight right behind him. So you just see this giant shadow. And the way he bends over and attacks the microphone, it was awesome. It was great. But there was just so much visual stimulation, on top of the sound and everything. Green Jello, that was the name of the band. Yes. Saw In Excess with Queensryche. Anyway, that's all that. Green Jelly, yeah. So anyway, that was pretty much the preview for tomorrow's debate. Again, Troll, if you watch this, just keep in mind, stay on the edge of your feet, or stay on your toes. He's going to try to trip you up. He's going to try to talk fast and talk in circles. Don't let him catch you. He's going to try to confuse you. That's what these people do, right? They're experts at fast talking. So just be ready. Keep that in mind. I'm behind you. I'm going to be in the chat. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's going to be all good. I have to go take the dog I have to take the dog for a walk. So I'm going to go take care of that. And thank you guys all for coming out. Thank you for the super chats and the stickers. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And maybe, since it's the holiday weekend, maybe I'll be back on later tonight. We'll see. Like I said, next week I'm going to be taking a trip. I haven't actually got my plane tickets yet. The ones I'm looking at have a layover in New York. So maybe I'll do a quick live from New York City just for the heck of it. I don't know. Maybe I'll audit the airport just for fun and making fun of it. But anyway, I'll see you guys all later on. And until then, yeah, I'm all shook up.